Don't know if you can see that, but this is the Francois Guy absinthe. One of the bottles that I ordered from overseas, this is 45%. They range, absinthes range from in the 40s. You can get stuff that's about 70% as well. If anybody's ever in the mood to order from overseas and get themselves some real deal absinthe, and you've never had it before, I would highly, highly, highly recommend this one. Out of all of the absinthes that I've had in my life, this is a perfect. They even say so on the website. It really is a perfect introductory absinthe to give you the very basics of the flavor. It's such a beautifully smooth, almost creamy. It's amazing. It's very highly rated. It's won some awards. And in the commentary of some of the websites, or of the site where I buy my absinthe from, there's people who say that it's a bottle that they always have in their liquor cabinet. It's something that they always have on stock when they just want a very nice basic drink. It's beautiful. This bottle has lasted quite a while. I mean, it's only half done now. It's really, really good. So let's go downstairs. Let's take a walk, shall we? If you are there, know that the usual is true, that I can't see any chat. I can't see who's watching, or I can't respond to you, so I apologize for that. But here we are in the bunker. Let me turn the camera around. There we go. Hi everybody, how's it going? A bit of a weird camera angle, but there you go. Let's try that way. There we go. Hey, I need to get some sort of better. You should be kind of up here. I just don't have a proper table height and not enough comic boxes here to make that happen. Unless I do this. Let's try this. Stand by. Oh, still pretty high. Hey, now it's too high, it feels like. Oh, this phone. Hey, there you go. There's a nice shot of the ceiling. Anyway, maybe that's not going to work. I'm sorry, everybody. This is a nightmare. For those of you still paying attention, I apologize to yourself and your family and your children's children. This is going to have to do. There we go. Maybe something like that. That's not so bad. Hi, everybody. How's it going? Cheers. It's just so delicious. It's a beautiful, beautiful drink. I did film a video where it was an unboxing of the absinthe that I got from overseas. I never posted it because, I don't know, it turned out to be a long video, and I imagine it might be just boring as shit to some people, so I just never uploaded it. It does exist on the computer, and maybe at some point I will upload it, but I just haven't yet. So I just got home from, well, not quite from work. It's our Friday, so it's Sunday right now, or maybe it's creeping into Monday. But it's our last day of the week. And afterwards, a whole big crew of us went out for some drinks and some food, just to kind of relax and hang out and tell jokes and be just kind of human beings for an evening, which was really nice. So I just got home and figured something I haven't talked about was the new books I got from November the 30th. I was in the mood to talk to a phone, sitting in a room surrounded by comics. So I figured, what the hell, I may as well do it. There was a number of books out this week that I picked up that I'm looking forward to. I guess I'll just go kind of through the pile as they sit. One that I was really excited about. I don't normally follow the kind of comic news or whatever, so I don't always know when books are going on hiatus or how long they are. I know that Image books go on hiatus a lot, but I was surprised to finally see the goddamned issue number 5, which I'm very excited about. I like this book quite a bit. It's so strange. I find it so strange. I don't know why, but I can't figure out which way to go with this one. Anyway, so there we go. That's what we'll do. Really excited that this book is back. Issue number 5, a great cover. I haven't read any of these yet. As I said, I'm just finished our Friday, but just by looking through some of the art, like that particular panel, for example, it looks great as usual. A brutal story, but one that I'm really, really enjoying. Jason Aaron is writing a great fucking tale there, so I'm really looking forward to that one. Maybe we'll put them over here. I wasn't blown away by issue number 1 of this, but because it's a... Is it a 6-parter? Let's see, what does it say? Yeah, part 2 of 6. This is Serenity, book number 2, No Power in the Verse. I enjoyed the first one enough. It didn't amaze me. I mean, if anything, it made me just more nostalgic for the show and how good Firefly was. So I'm buying this book purely on nostalgia. The art is acceptable. It's nothing that blows me away. There's a good sampling of it there. It's nothing that wows me, but as I said, it's purely bought for nostalgia's sake. I'm a huge fan of the show, as I've said before. So we'll see. I mean, for a 6-part story, I figure it's worth sticking around for, just to give it a full shot. The first one was fun enough, but nothing, if you're a fan of Firefly, even if you're a huge fan of Firefly, I wouldn't suggest running out to get it just based on the first issue. We'll see what this one brings us. Another one that I'm looking forward to, I got the variant cover for this one, which is Feral Dalrymple. This is 7 to Eternity, number 3. I love Dalrymple's art. I was in, I think it was a Res chat, and we were talking about the Omega the Unknown series, the newer series, the 12-issue mini that Dalrymple did the art for, and that was kind of my first big exposure to his art, and I loved it a hell of a lot. I really like it. I know he has some stuff in Island as well, the Brennan Graham anthology, and of course he's done stuff on his own too. This book has been a hell of a good time, and just looking through a couple of pages, I didn't spoil too much of it, I just kind of had a brief look at a couple of pages. It looks fantastic, and even saying that, I don't want to show you anymore. The first 2 have just been really good. Is there anything that's kind of... Again, it's funny, like, you can get something like this that it doesn't blow me away so far, but I still really enjoy it, whereas something like Serenity, it doesn't blow me away, and I just kind of like it. This one, it's just really fun, and it just really does something for me. And there's enough here that I'm really curious as to what happens with this story. Really looking forward to following this through and seeing what goes on. Yeah, and maybe it's a stack of books that are like that. Ones that I'm just kind of not ho-hum about, but ones that aren't kind of blowing me away. And issue number 2 of Peepland, I I really liked the first one story-wise. There was enough there. The art, however, pretty much doesn't do anything for me. I'm really not a fan of the art at all. But the story seems crazy and fun enough that it should work out for me really well. It's kind of an era that I'm interested in as far as more of a seedier type of New York, a seedier Times Square. It's a great cover. This is one of the variants, I think. Does it say cover by Chris Wall? I thought it said cover A or cover B or something like that, but it doesn't. So I'm not sure if this is the variant or if this is just the regular one, but that'll be interesting. Again, Hard Case Crime by Titan. Very excited that that even exists. So I will continue to support both of those, Triggerman and Peepland. It feels like this Godzilla just came out last week, and all of a sudden there's a new issue. Godzilla Rage Across Time, issue number 5. Again, I think this is a 6-issue mini. Doesn't say 6 or 8, or I don't know, but it's a mini series as well. And we're kind of back to, again, looks fun enough, but again, this series hasn't kind of blown me away. This one looks like it's a little more fun with some of those panels and some of the all-out monster brawls, which I'm a huge fan of. So yeah, I mean, we'll see what it's like. We'll see what happens here. Godzilla is usually an entertaining enough read. These last couple here I am very interested in, or a couple of these last ones. Britannia has been a surprise kind of enjoying read for me, as perverse and strange as it is. This is Peter Milligan, Juan Jose Rip, and Jordi Belair doing colors. Rip did Clone, which again, I'll say every time I show this book, is a complete Damien find. I really liked what I've read of Clone so far. I still haven't finished the graphic novels, but his art is something to behold. The facial expressions on some of these people and the ugliness of his characters is extremely impressive to me. To make people look this hideous, I think, is great. To really have this kind of disgusting look on their face, and I really love like that right there. That's a great facial expression. You don't see that sort of thing in comics too much. I've really enjoyed these first 2 issues. Have I completely followed what's going on? Not 100%, but enough that again, I'm on this book. There's no way in hell I'm missing this. And yes, I do realize that not all of these were November 30th. It's just this is what I picked up on November 30th. Another one that was a suggestion by... Yet another suggestion by the round table fellas. Excuse me one second. Oh my god, so delicious. Get rid of that message there. Another one a suggestion from the round table fellas. Black Hammer. And the first 4 issues I loved. When I picked them up at the comic convention, I was hooked right away. So now I don't have it on my pull list. I probably should add it to my pull list so I don't miss any. But I've been enjoying it a hell of a lot. The art is fantastic in this. I really, really love the art in this book. This is a hell of a read. It's really fun. Is it treading territory that's mind-blowing or exceptional or something we've never seen before? Not at all, but that said, it's still a damn good read. So yeah, Black Hammer. A new number 1 from Black Mask, and I picked this up based on the art. This is The Skeptics, issue number 1. No idea what it's about. No clue whatsoever. But as I said, Black Mask, it caught my attention because it's from Black Mask. I love the quality of the paper in this, the cover, and then each page seems to be a bit of a heavier stock, and there's a nice kind of gloss to it that I enjoy, actually. And it's a, how much is this sucker? Yeah, $3.99 book. So it feels like you're getting something a little more high quality. I like the style. It's almost kind of a tiny bit Paul Popish, maybe. Looks good. Haven't read it. Don't know if anybody's reading it. I haven't really seen anybody's videos. I don't know what kind of books people are reading, but it piqued my interest anyway. And one that I bought just because of the creator, Gendy Tartakovsky from Samurai Jack. This is Cage number 2, Hunted. I didn't love the first one. I sort of just liked it a little bit. But I really like his art. I don't know if his art necessarily works with this, like a Marvel superhero book. I'm not certain that it works or that it's appropriate or that the translation is there, but because it's him, I'm on this book, and I'll keep continuing to pick it up. It won't be necessarily top of my pile to read in the week, but oh, come on. What a little Wolverton homage at the end. That's pretty fucking awesome. I didn't see that when I was flipping through the book. Look at that shit. That's pretty great. Maybe it just kind of moved up a notch or two on my reading. And then there's the preview page or cover for the next issue. So yeah, there you go. And one that there was a sample of. I didn't realize it was going to be in kind of an oversized magazine with fantastic paper quality. The cover quality is incredible, and each of the pages are beautiful. This is Scott Snyder and Jeff Lemire's AD After Death, Book 1. Really stood out on the shelf. The preview I read wasn't what drew me to the book. The story itself isn't what drew me to the book, that little preview. The fact that it's these two creators working on a book together is what did it for me. And what kind of made it an easy pickup was the fact that it's an oversized magazine-style comic. I don't know how many books it's going to be. I see there's a lot of pages of just prose and text and stuff, which is minorly daunting, but it looks pretty fucking cool. I'm looking forward to that sucker. This one really feels like this would be the one book that I read for the night kind of thing. It's not one that I could read, maybe 4 other single issues afterwards or something. This really feels like it's its own thing. This is, you make a night out of reading this, and then issue number 2. You make a night out of reading this sucker. It was $5.99. Does it have a page? Do we number the pages in these things anymore? No. So I don't know. It feels like a couple of issues worth at least 40 pages, something like that. Anyway, very substantial for the money, especially since that's $5.99 US, which is about $27.55 Canadian. Not really, but a heck of a lot. I think... yeah, that's it. That's the stack. Thank you very much, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Let me know if you are interested in seeing me open a box of booze and talk about alcohol in a fucking snooty kind of fashion and talk about it like it's wine and that sort of thing. If that interests you whatsoever, maybe I'll post that sucker. Part of me hesitated posting it because it's not that it's embarrassing, it just doesn't seem like it seems a little pretentious to sit and talk about alcohol to some degree. But what the fuck, I mean, we talk about comic books as their high art. smutty nonsense that it is sometimes. So maybe it's something that some people are interested in. I have had some interest from a few people in general about absinthe because it seems to be one of those things that not a lot of people consume. And as I was saying before, here in Canada anyway, you don't get the real thing. You don't get the wormwood. You don't get the real deal, the stuff that you can buy in the liquor store, at least in Winnipeg. I don't know what it's like across Canada. I'm sure there's some places, maybe like Montreal or Vancouver, places like that, where you can get something that's a little more real. In Winnipeg, we don't get anything that resembles the real deal. So if you are somebody who's tried something locally that you've got in your liquor store, chances are you've had something that's incredibly substandard. Because once you have the real thing, there's no turning back after that. So, which is why I order from overseas. So if you are interested in seeing that, let me know. The glass, these are glasses that I bought. I have 2 of them from the same place, and the good thing is you can't really see it now, but it does the measure for you. So there's a little line up here. When you can see it straight on, you can't really see it because it's filled with alcohol. You measure the absinthe up to there, and then to the top here kind of gives you your ratio when you pour in that much water. So it's kind of a 3-to-1 or 4-to-1, depending on your taste, depending on the absinthe. Each absinthe has a different mix. Once you've had more, sometimes you may want it less sweet. I know that there's a lot of people who drink it without sugar whatsoever. I find it a little too bitter, but I think I'm getting close to there because I'm finding that 1 sugar cube is too much. I'm wondering about trying half a sugar cube to just have a little bit of sweetness. So that's the other kind of thing with it too. It feels like it's a drink where as your taste develops, there's a lot more leeway as far as how you can prepare the drink. And then as it is with wine and stuff like that, as your palate kind of grows or whatever, there's going to be different flavors from different bottles that appeal to you. So there's a lot of room to grow within enjoying these drinks. And as you saw at the beginning of the video, it's this kind of nice ritual that's involved too, where it's this relaxing kind of, you sit with it, you pour it, you smell it as it's just kind of on its own. You get the spoon ready, you put the sugar on, you get the drip, and you just kind of slowly mix it and just watch it transform from this potent kind of a liquor into something that's kind of milky in appearance. And as you're pouring the water, you're getting the aromas of the absinthe as it's kind of creating its louche. Really, really nice, really beautiful stuff. I love it. I think it's tops as far as my drink of choice. Special sexy lady friend has discovered the joys of it as well. I've made her a couple of drinks from some of the bottles that I've had, and right away she loves it. The smell is just so beautiful because it's such a nice black licorice kind of smell, or anise smell more specifically, that just kind of catches you. So it's a beautiful thing. There you go. So you can see that line right there. All in this vessel here is where you measure out your absinthe. And then from this point on is where you're putting your water. Basically, they're really nice glasses. I have one other one. It's more of a rounded shape. I don't like it as much. I don't find it as easy to get the mix right with that glass. So these are the ones to get if you ever do kind of venture down this road. These are the glasses to keep your eyes out for. It's all relatively cheap or expensive depending when you order. But again, it's worth it if you go down the road. Anyway, that's enough babbling. Thanks very much, everybody.